Jerm, like not to get too much into this because we got a great show planned. Um, and it's obviously like a slippery slope talking about these things. Um, but personally, I just think it's really unfortunate that you ruin a man's life basically over nothing. So we won't get into all of that because we know there is certainly a certain problem within our culture. Um, but nonetheless, I'm glad I'm glad the charges are cleared. I'm glad their name is cleared. And I certainly hope that, especially this young man that we were just talking about, that's going to play for the Browns now, I certainly hope that he maximizes his opportunity and does the best for his career and his life moving forward.
Yeah, it's we live in a sick world, man. That's
We
all we can say.
do,
That's
we
all we
do,
can say.
we do, because that's something that like what he was accused of is something that we don't tolerate, and what we equally don't tolerate is being falsely accused of those things as well.
I mean, I think just as in my opinion, if the accuser is somebody, if you can accuse somebody of something that egregious and that malicious, I think that you should get the same penalty that they are facing.
I agree. I agree.
I don't I don't like settling things in court because settling things in court still gives you the presumption that somebody is guilty of something
Right.
when you give them money. Even though we know that that's not always true with the legal system, sometimes what people do when they have the money to do it is they try to get rid of the problem faster than anything else because it costs them more to keep the problem going. But if you don't have any money, bro, you gotta kind of have to sit and wait it out.
Again, not to get too personal, but you know, we have some familiarity there with that situation.
Mm-hmm.
People we know, some of us have been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so again, I just think I also think for the athlete, we have to do a better job of putting ourselves in better positions. Because when you become an athlete, fair or unfair, you become a company, you become a franchise, you become the CEO of you. And anybody knows whether you're management, whether you own a business, um, whether you're even just a father, like certain things, certain situations you learn to avoid because not because of your character, but because of the characteristics of the situation. Uh,
I'm not a business man. I'm a business man.
Let me handle my business. Damn.
I mean,
Lord
I'm,
have mercy.
hey man, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
how could you falter when you the rock of Gibraltar? Oh my God.
Man,
Why are you doing this right now, Jerem?
because you gotta listen, listen. You gotta understand when you listen to things that pertain to everyday life. As much as people may not say that this guy's a lyricist and all these different things, he's definitely telling somebody's story somewhere or
Hmm.
giving somebody $1 million worth of game for 9.99. And it just is what it is when it comes down to it. So I'm just trying to give y'all a little game for free 99 right now.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes, yes. No, I'm with you. Vic Jr., how you doing, baby?
Doing good, baby. Getting ready to talk about the NFC East,
Yes.
sometimes referred to as the NFC least.
Not
Once in
now.
a blue moon, it'll be the NFC Beast.
That's what it is right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this should be a fun one, you know. Um,
Oh, it is.
a lot of things to talk about with these guys here, these teams.
No doubt. So let's warm up. Let's warm up a little bit. Unless y'all want to dive right into the Cowboys situation, but
I
we like
mean,
let's yeah let's
I'm ready.
warm up. Let's warm up. Let's start with the Washington Commanders. Um, Obviously, they had a great season last year. They went 12-5, lost in the NFC Championship game to the eventual Super Bowl champions. We had Jaden Daniels as a rookie who came on. And as much as you want to give credit to the front office and the coaching staff for the roster and the culture and all that is good, this is why we say quarterback is the most important position in all of team sports. Because when you have one, when you have the right one, everything else comes together. Nothing, it might be the last piece of the puzzle, but the last piece of the puzzle is not complete until you get that quarterback. So once you get that quarterback, everything else falls into play. Um, we know what they've done in the offseason. They boosted their offensive line. They brought back pretty much everybody on defense, re-signed some guys, signed some new guys, traded for Debo Samuel. And one of the things happening right now is they are not paying Terry McLaurin. Um, and I'm not going to go into a long soliloquy. I'm just going to kind of open it up. We know what we know about his production, Germ. We know about his character, Vic. We talked about how as a wide receiver, you don't get too many leaders from that group. There's not too many leaders that are wide receivers. And Terry is one of those guys. He's also a locker room guy. He's also a franchise guy. He's a fan favorite. And he's somebody who's been there through the mud, been there when they were going through all those quarterback woes. Um, and to me, fairly simple, fellas, there are certain things that are simple. The Terry McLaurin getting a raise, getting a better contract should be simple. And I am honestly shocked that it is August 14th and he has not been signed yet. Fellas, your thoughts?
Bad business is bad. Bad business is bad business, and that's all, folks.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean that. Listen, you got to pay the dude. I mean, there's nothing really. It's one of those things where I'm looking at it like, as I'm looking at the player and I'm like, such a great situation that you got going on. Why would you want to leave? But then, the other part of you is like, well, he deserves to get paid.
Absolutely.
He's been there. He's about what, 31 now? Believe it or
29.
not. So, oh, is he 29? Okay, so I mean, he's about to be 30. So,
He's 30. He just
it's one of
turned
those
30.
things. Yeah, one of those things where just give him something for that'll satisfy him, and so that he could continue to be in that locker room and be an important piece to that franchise. Because I mean, we know what he's one of those guys that is like probably you could argue is top 10, but nobody talks about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
always under the radar kind of dude. And you got to keep that around, man. Simply put.
So I mean, the when they traded for him, when they traded for Debo, the Commanders kind of gave him a little bit of a raise. They gave Debo a little bit of a raise. So that's the first part of this. The optics don't look good. Like you bringing somebody in from the outside, and he's making more money than I am. When I'm the one that's been here helping build this thing, sticking through this thing. I never asked for a trade, never asked for a holdout. I stayed loyal. And now you got Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle, Brandon Ayuk. All these guys are making more money than Terry McLaurin.
So here's the
Yeah,
problem, right? This right here is a classic situation where I need everybody to understand one thing. And I'm not saying it's right, but this is what it is. This is a corporate America thing where they bring in new people and pay the new people more than the people who've already been there because the new people are supposed to move the needle more than the people who've
Dog,
already been there.
dog.
So this is a situation where this is nothing but bad business practices that go into another business that stem from other business. So I'm just giving y'all that because I've been the guy who's gotten a raise, who's come in and made more than the people who've already been there, and I've also been the guy who watched somebody else to come in and get the raise. So it's speaking to that. That's kind of where that goes in this situation. And I think that that is the hardest part about anything that we do with payment of any sort of human being or any sort of compensation for any job. It's hard to gauge value. And I don't want to be the person to be honest and tell people the truth, but sometimes I got to do it. And the truth of the matter is, I think the Commanders didn't think that Terry would command anything extra at this moment. And they went ahead and they did what they had to do to try to get Debo under contract. And that's what they wanted to do. That's what they chose to do. And now it's coming back that this guy is coming and saying, hey, can't pay this new guy without paying the guy that's been in the trenches
Yeah.
with you. And if more people, ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. If more people stood up and at the negotiation table and said something about things like this instead of being so scared, I think we would pretty much be able to eliminate this business practice. That's just that's the facts, Jack.
Hmm. Vic, anything you want to add to that before we move on? This is technically the last year of his contract because they can void him next year without any cap penalty.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, just sign the player, because
Yeah.
this team, as you look through that roster, and we're gonna talk about them right now, right? It's the kind of leading up to them right now. Is
Yes,
that,
yes.
I just love what they've been able to do. I think not only you have a roster of good starters, but they also got depth. So, for the first time, you can say their offensive line, I love to talk about the B first.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead. Go
and
right,
you can,
dive right into it. So they got Laramie Tunsil,
yep.
Brandon Coleman, Tyler Bedias, which you got familiar with him, Sam Cosmi, but we'll see how he steps in. And then our right tackle, right now they have Andrew Wiley, but more
Hmm.
than likely that kid from Oregon who I love, Josh Connerly, is gonna start.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Vic.
no, that's basically what I was gonna get to is like, so you bring in Laramie, you give up a lot of draft picks. Um, you bring back Andrew Wiley. If Connerly can sit for a couple weeks for a season, I mean, that's not bad either. Because a lot of times, if you're drafting, John, if you draft an offensive lineman in the first round, that means that you need him to start immediately. But if you got a situation where he could sit down comfortably and watch and learn, and then maybe take over, maybe rotate. Obviously, he'll be the sixth offensive lineman or the third swing tackle. That's a perfect scenario for them. For them to, and that means you have depth. At least in the offensive line.
For them, I think the thing is really simple. Like I do think that Connolly probably will eventually take the reins. But what's the thing that I think about first round picks? My theory of first round picks is in the top 15, they have to be a part of the team by week 8, week 10. In that time frame, they have to be a significant contributor because this is a player we've invested top notch capital in. But when you get to 15 through 32, 15 through about 40, that's where you're looking at a guy that maybe in the back end of the season can be a contributor, maybe year two, but he's a guy that may get some snaps and things like that you can use in packages and things like that. And that's what I look for him more than anything else. The thing is, though, he might be the better player. So we'll have to see how that
Facts.
materializes. But I think again, he's in that range where he's in that we can wait and see range, opposed to I need to know right now range.
And I think that speaks to their entire franchise because we're going to talk about the quarterback before we move on. But just talking about the rest of their roster, you do have that quarterback. And so you are not necessarily in a rush to put any young guys out there prematurely. Because, like Vic said, you can learn from development, you can learn from sitting and watching. And I think they're in a situation where we don't necessarily need to put all our chips to the center of the table this year because we still have 3, 4, 5 more years where we can capitalize on a quarterback who's not going to eat up so much of our salary cap. Now, hopefully, they're smart about this and they extend Jaden Daniels early. That way, you can spread out the cap hit to the point where it's basically minimal. Like you look at Patrick Mahomes right now, his cap hit is virtually nothing, especially when you compare him to the value. Let's move forward to the defense because I think the offense is the most crucial part for this offense is going to be making sure that they got Terry on the field. Let's move over to the defense now. Defensively, Germ, this defensive line, not only is it good, it's also deep. I mean, when you got guys like Eddie Goldman and Sheldon Day who are in there as your third and fourth interior guys, you got Von Miller who's going to come in there. You got Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner who are arguably, definitely one of the best linebacker duos in the NFL right now. Bobby Wagner is still out there, still performing, still executing. He's a leader. He communicates. My question is going to be that secondary. Now, that secondary did well, but it did well in spots. So that's really my biggest concern. But I think their front seven is going to do a lot of things to mask some of the deficiencies in their secondary. Your thoughts on that, Jerm?
Well, I'm not big on Washington defensively, because the pieces always look good for them, but they never quite materialize. So what I want to see more than anything else for Washington this year is I want us to gel and I want us to get a nice continuity going on the defensive side of the ball. I want to see the defensive lineman, Payne and people like that. I want to see him continue to expand on the things that he already does well. I want to see Von Miller come in and be the game wrecker, on time to time that he still can be. And most importantly, what I want to see is I want to see Marshawn Lattimore take the reins as the leader in the secondary, and I want to see him argue himself to or put a case up for himself this year to be a top 5 to 10 corner in the NFL. I need you to do that this year because this is the year that they need you to do that more than ever. They need to be able to roll coverage and help on other sides. So I think for you, you don't trade and make that type of trade and go for that type of player if he's not going to be that for you. That's going to be the key for me on their defense. It's going to be the secondary because this is the passing league. You play against the one team that has Pickens and Lamb, and that's going to be a task in itself. But then on top of that, you still have to play against the Eagles, who they may have arguably the best receiving duo in the league. You might argue, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
And just those two teams alone with the Eagles and Cowboys, you got a lot of stuff that you're gonna have to you're just gonna be thrown at you this year. And now you're the hunted. Let's make sure we understand that. It's a difference when nobody expects you to be there. But it's now they expect you to be there.
Vic, anything you want to add about the defense?
No, yeah, of course. I mean, it's crazy that Jerm is questioning the defense because I do have questions about them as well in terms of like you look at the roster, you look at a defense, and it's like big names, underperformers. Javon Kinlaw not living up to that potential. Marshawn Lattimore is not the same corner that he was rookie year, second year. One more name. Daron Payne, just like Germ said. And then you got Von Miller, who's a little bit older. Like, we're not going to question who he is, but he's a little bit older. Are we going to depend on him to bring pass rush? So guys like Dorrance Armstrong got to step up. DJ Kawhi's got to step up. So there's a lot of names that is like, damn, they look like they can be solid, but are they going to reach their potential? Cleveland Farrell, they just signed as well, I think,
Yes,
unless
they
it's
did.
the second year. So They also got a second round pick from last year, Jazar Newton. So like, there's a lot of names on this defense, and it's like, can you guys take a step forward uh, to basically be
Consistency.
what you are on paper?
Right. So, um, all
The
great
key,
points. Good.
just to say this, consistency is the key to great football or a good football team. This is year two of the Jaden Daniels, this is my franchise quarterback, and this is our team. This is year two. Year two, we need you to be mentally strong. Year one is about the talent. Year two is about the mental. Because from now on, everything you do is mental. It's
Yeah.
not about the talent anymore because everybody got talent. It's who is mentally strong enough to come out here on Sundays and participate in winning football activities.
Yeah.
Now, I like to say that because winning football activities means taking care of the ball, taking care of each possession, and most importantly, not beating yourself.
Yeah.
Penalties. Unnecessary penalties are the biggest thing that kills teams like this. People not performing up to the bill or not doing their proverbial job. That is the things that Washington is looking at right now that they should be focused on in year two.
All great points. In terms of living up to the bill, let's talk about Jaden Daniels. Um, he is going into his second year. We've seen guys in recent memory thrive in their second year, reach a Super Bowl in their second year. I think we are in a stage now in the NFL where, because the transition has become easier, the success is expected earlier, fair or unfair. But for Jaden Daniels, what he did in year one, he has certainly set the bar. He has set the expectations. Okay, he was 25-9 last year in touchdowns and interceptions. If it wasn't for two games, one he got hurt, the other one he only played a couple drives because everything was locked up in week season. He could have gotten to 4,000 yards, but nonetheless finished just shy of 3,600 yards. But more important than that, fellas, his command, his poise, his accuracy, his ball placement, the way it no matter what the situation was, Jaden Daniels was Jaden Daniels. No matter how highly of a pressure situation they were in, he stayed here. And I think that is one of the real characteristics of a true leader is to be calm under pressure, to be calm during chaos. And so the fact that he was the best quarterback in the league in third and fourth and shorts says a lot to me. That says a lot to me about who he is, about what he does. So to me, fellas, I'm gonna open the floor. The bar that he has set to me is just the beginning. And I think he can continue to only build on that. Your thoughts?
Go ahead, Vic.
I'll go ahead. Bro, this kid is a phenomenal football player. Um, I didn't get to study him in college. Jerm brought him up to me a couple times, but then seeing him that first year and watching some of that film, dude, I was excited about Houston kid that's escaping my name, my
CJ?
head right now. CJ. But this kid is another one that is gonna be like just in the pocket, fantastic player. Has beautiful rhythm to his drop, has beautiful rhythm to his passing throws, to his passing downfield. Um, I mean, what a player! That just fantastic player for a guy that's you know, known for more speed and scrambling and all of these things. It's beautiful to see quarterbacks that put that to the side a little bit and became better passers as their career, as the season went along. And because he's obviously a great runner, but like, as a passer is how you're gonna win in this league. Period. In the pocket, that's how you're gonna win in this league. And so my only concerns for him is gonna be his arm strength outside the numbers. Um, and other than that, if he's able to get all those throws downfield, whether it's outside the numbers, in the middle, deep passes, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic, fantastic player Just excited to see his career develop here, especially with the tools and the pieces that he got on this offense right now. So I'm definitely excited for Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud to take over as some of the best quarterbacks in this league.
Jeremy, before you go, Vic, I know this is going to be hard, but just try to erase some of the bad memories here. Year one, is the ceiling for Jaden higher than what it was for Dak after year one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was just
yeah, for
curious.
sure.
I was just
Yeah, yeah,
curious.
because I think Dak, that running game that Dak had for that first year was very helpful. Again, people like you got to understand the play action is important. Um, being able to have that threat in the backfield, where there's 8 men in the box, that helped Dak a lot. That also helped him develop as a passer because Dak has gotten better as a passer. We'll talk about him and
We
some of his
will.
issues coming up, but Jaden just showed like a much better player in the pocket, much more control, was not turning over the ball in key situations. Again, not just a scrambler, not just a guy that can break away with his feet. A dude that can definitely win games as a passer, and that's what I like, and I think that's what wins
Yeah.
championships. So I'm really excited for that for this player. I'm getting
So,
sick of Pat Mahomes. I'm getting real sick of Pat Mahomes. Okay.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. You take it easy on my boy now. So it sounds like what you're saying, Vic, and there's a reason I asked the question. Sounds like what you're saying is that in year one, Dak worked within certain parameters, whereas with Jaden Daniels' germ, they put it on him. They gave him no boundaries. They said, "Here you go, take it," and he took it. Your thoughts, Germ?
So to get right into it, the thing that separates Dak and Jaden really is, I would say Dak was in a program where he was a lot more assisted. Jaden was a Heisman winner because Jaden was exceptional in the LSU offense. You have to remember, bro, LSU hasn't gotten the same recruits that they were getting in the early parts of the 2000s in general. Jaden was LSU football for about 2, 3 years. So let's make sure we understand that's why you got a player that's drafted in the top two in the draft right there in itself. That's the first part. The second part is Jaden committed a lot of time to making sure he could get up to speed with the NFL game. That is the biggest difference between him and a lot of these other young quarterbacks. He went through the virtual, he did it virtually. He does the little virtual training consistently. He makes sure that he's making decisions within 2 seconds consistently and understanding what a defense is trying to do to take away the things he wants to do snap to snap. That is what the difference is between him and CJ, him and Dak, him and anybody in year one. He
Mm.
took a lot of the development things really, really serious when he invested into those things. And those things showed up on tape. Most importantly, it showed up in his team's success. Now, year two, what do we look for year two? Year two, I want to see more consistency with two things. The two things that he has to improve on is decision making. And I'm going to explain why I say decision making before I go to the second one. Decision making because it's too many times that Jaden will take a sack or be in a situation where he's taking unnecessary pressure because he's not paying attention to one key thing here on this play or not trusting himself. Trust the film, trust the game plan, continue to deliver the results that you've been delivering, and stop getting sacked or taking unnecessary hits. That's all part of decision making. All of that goes into that. Then the next thing I want to see him do, use your legs to set up your passes. There were times last year where I felt like he didn't use his legs as the threat of him having legs would have made a fourth down or a third down easier for him to convert. So that's why when you say you feel like the ceiling is higher for them to do more, it is. Because if he uses all of the tools in his proverbial toolbox, it will give the product on the field another added pizzazz, another little dash of something. And that's the flavor that he offers every snap. I want to see him continue to get coming to his own as the young quarterback that he is. And that is the thing that those are two things. Better decisions and be yourself. Better decisions and be
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your feet are part of what got you here. I'm not asking you to do anything but make the throws in the pocket when you have to. But sometimes playing outside of that pocket, not scrambling, just getting yourself hurt. We're talking about scrambling and knowing, okay, I can get this 4th and 1 if I just go to the outside. What does that do? That sets up what? Sets up a nice little pitch play on the inside from just the outside threat. It's 3 or 4 plays that you set up from one play.
Yep. Yep. Totally agree. And again, I think as he gets older, as he continues to mature, as the game continues to slow down even more for him, I think all those things are going to come into fruition. I will go so far as to say, mentally, from an IQ standpoint, I think he's ahead of Mahomes year one, Mahomes year two, um, as far as Jaden Daniels is concerned. So to me personally, I think the bar is there. I think the bar can only go higher. I think Jeremy and Vic explained it beautifully as to all the things he does well, the things he can do better, and in the ways that it is so much different when you give the keys to a quarterback and you tell them, hey, stay in the right lane, accept the pass, where you give another guy the keys and you say, hey, man, you drive it how you want to drive it. And that's where we at with Jaden Daniels. He drives it how he wants to drive it. Let's move on. We warmed up, you know. That was a very cordial and pleasant exchange amongst men. I don't know where this next one is going to go. And I'm going to be honest. And shout out to everybody in the comment section. Big shot. Tanya, what's up, Tanya? First Lady's in there. Trav is in there. Big Shot is in there. Tashawn is in there. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to all our listeners and all our viewers. This next conversation might ruffle some feathers, okay? But we are only here to be honest, all right? Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, folks. Let's talk about Jerry Jones. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Micah Parsons' situation, okay? And I'm not going to speak too long here because we want to get through this quickly and get out of here, okay? So, Jerry Jones has yet to pay Micah Parsons. From
Mhm.
a strictly football front office standpoint, that was very dumb of the Cowboys front office. You had your superstar tell you, excuse me, I told you I got some things to get off my chest. You had your superstar defensive player
Hot air, huh? Go ahead.
tell you a year ago, yo, I'll take less. Just lock me up. I'll take less. They didn't do it. From that, they are dumb. From a football standpoint, that was a dumb decision. Keep it going. I agree, Big Shot. It's only going to get more expensive. Strictly from a football front office standpoint. Dumb. Now, here's who I'm going to speak to now. Okay? I'm going to speak to you, Vic and Jern. I'm going to speak to our people in the comment section. I'm going to speak to Ryan Clark. I'm going to speak to Stephen A. Smith. I'm going to speak to all these people who are going on national TV and telling Jerry M.F. Jones what he should do. We are given perspective and opinions expecting Jerry M.F. Jones to relate to us. Brother, we talk about actors who have a false sense of reality. Jerry Jones has his own sense of reality. You know what I'm saying, Vic?
His own zip code.
We're not. We are in again, and I'm being truthful here. None of us are in any position to tell Jerry Jones what to do. None. Because none of us can relate to Jerry Jones. Because Jerry Jones ain't relating to a single one of us. Okay. When I was doing my, my little summer traveling for work these past few months, okay, and I had to look up the best routes and the best highways based on toll prices. Jerry Jones ain't worried about no damn toll prices. All right. When we're looking at trying to find the best hotel prices, Jerry Jones ain't worried about no damn hotel prices. All right, you think Jerry gives a damn about the tariff situation or the economy or what's on the dollar menu or if Wendy's is bringing back $1 biscuits? He don't give a damn. Jerry is in his own world. That's why they call it Jerry's world. That's not just a figure of speech. The man is a billionaire, okay? And it's not the type of billionaire where you can just go broke. All right. That man got billions still coming to him and his family. And he himself admitted that the Cowboys are a soap opera. And if we ain't being talked about, I'm gonna stir something up. All right, Bob Marley, stir it up then. But them those three little birds that you won in the 90s, they ain't happening again. Okay. And I'm sorry, Micah. If Jerry wasn't there, it'd be no holdout, no cry. You would have been there with an extension. That's three Bob Marley references for y'all. Shout out to Bob Marley. To sum it up, fellas, from a football standpoint, dumb. But this is Jerry Jones. This is the dude running an American company that is the most valued global sports franchise in the world. And I will say this again. Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, the Lakers, the Patriots, they have to keep winning in order to keep their values high. Cowboys ain't won in damn near 30 years, and they have stayed as the most valuable sports franchise in the world. It's Jerry's world, and none of us are allowed in it. And that's my thoughts. Fellas,
We
don't
supposed to
let
follow
my
that up?
opinion, don't let my opinion alter your perspective, because that's just my opinion.
We supposed to follow that up?
Brother,
Only
you ain't following nothing. You walking right alongside with me.
only Germans is talented enough to follow that up.
Oh, don't even do that. Don't even do that. Don't even do that.
Listen,
Don't even do that.
y'all know how I feel about Jerry. You guys know how I feel about the Cowboys. It's been years already. I'm so over it. Um, shout out to Jay Ham. When I joined the group, he made it, before I joined the group, I was like on my way out. You know what I'm saying? That
You
fandom.
really were. You really
And
were.
he just made it, he just confirmed it for me. He made it cool to say, I'm no longer part of this team anymore. I'm no longer saying us. I'm no longer saying we. I'm not even getting paid by. Why are we talking we when we don't even get paid by them?
Mm.
That's a whole other different subject. I ain't even
We
gonna
don't
go
speak
there right
French.
now.
No, you're right. We don't even speak French. So go ahead.
So Jerry, I've been saying for 10 years, 12 years, whatever, needs to step down. He hasn't done that. It seems like it's never gonna happen. Apparently he's got enough money to fight cancer, from what I just heard.
That's
So
true.
it looked like he got enough money to live another 100 years, guys. He's gonna outlive us. He's gonna outlive Joe Biden and them. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we fucking serious right now? As far as Micah, man, in the words of the Bronx native, Fat Joe, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Mm.
Last year's price is not today's price.
Mm.
And unfortunately, that ship has sailed. Micah's standing firm on his price. And he got to do what he's got to do, man. Again, it's one
Hey,
of those situations like you get to wear that star in your helmet. No, wait, scratch that. I ain't with that bullshit no more. Leave if you
hey,
got to, Micah. Get out of there if you got to. Get out of there as fast as you can, dog.
hey,
Hey,
talk to
man,
them,
listen.
Vic. Talk to them about inflation, Vic. Talk to them, Vic.
Nah, but listen, the Cowboys, another good-looking roster this year. They draft well as usual. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jerry deserves credit for certain things, right? Jerry is the first reason is the only reason why we get to have a camera in the draft room. Okay,
A good
Jerry
point.
is the reason why we get HBO. What is it?
Hard Knocks, Netflix,
Hard
all that
Knocks.
stuff. All that
Like,
stuff.
thank you, Jerry, for that
That's
stuff.
all Jerry.
So
You're absolutely right.
it's like, man, what a roster they've been putting on since Bill Parcells.
Defend your master.
Let me cook. Let me cook. No, no, I don't need no reactions yet. No reactions yet. No reactions yet.
Okay, sorry.
Um, bro, the three Tylers in the offensive line, man. Wow. So they did it back in 2016, 2015, 2014 when they had the Tyron and they had Zach and they had all these beautiful names and they just adding to that again. And it's like, when are you guys gonna take that next step? Dak, when are you gonna take that next step? You have become a better passer throughout your career. But when are you gonna stop making bad throws in key
Yeah.
situations? It's like, why we don't even need to talk about this roster anymore because it's talented.
Oh, hold on. Because we're gonna get into a brief conversation about Dak, okay?
Okay.
Because Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels, they're all connected to that same thing. So we'll get to that. Everything you said about Micah and Jerry, beautifully said. Uh Germ, you heard what I said. You heard what Vic has said. We know that Ezekiel Elliott, they paid him in August. Des Bryant, they paid him in August. Zach Martin, they paid him in August. Dak, August. Like Jerry waits till the last second. So you've heard what I said. You've heard what Vic said. You know all the information. Your thoughts on this whole situation?
I don't give a damn.
That's the facts, Jack.
Dax the Facts Jack. And why my name is Dax the Facts Jack is because it doesn't matter who's on the Dallas Cowboys. This is about Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Period, point blank.
Sure.
Dax the Facts Jack. Why? Well, if Dak performs up to the level he should perform at, the team is going to be at least in 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. That's how the roster's constructed.
Facts.
It's nothing more that we need to talk about. The only teams that should challenge them should be the 49ers and the Eagles. The Commanders should be able to give them a little bit of a hiccup occasionally, but and then at worst you split the season series with them. But the Cowboys don't have any excuses. It's the no excuses, no exceptions. Get me a cigarette because that's where I'm at right now. I need a cigarette. Every time I watch the Cowboys consistently fumble the bag, I need a cigarette. This is too much. Between Dak and between Jerry, somebody needs to figure out how we do the major key. How I want to say this the politically correct way. The major key to the Dallas Cowboys is Dak has to play up to his level and Jerry has to get out the way. Jerry, get out the way. Let the general manager that you pay do the job and focus on the players. And Dak, I need you to focus on getting your playmakers the ball in the right time and understand that game management also includes the clock.
Yeah.
Every time the Cowboys lose in key situations in big games, it's because somewhere along the line they didn't manage the clock the proper way.
Great point.
So where are we with this? Where are we with that? Like that's where we are. I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about with the Cowboys unless you guys want to add some things. The
Yeah.
talent is there. The
So,
roster is constructed properly. What more can I say?
you know, let's talk about Dak because you're absolutely right. So he's going into year 10, right? And we talked
10.
about this a little bit with Lamar and Josh Allen as well.
That sounds crazy, dog.
There are
10
two
years.
notable people. No, never mind. That's a lie because that was way far. But Peyton Manning didn't win his first Super Bowl till year 9. There are some names that didn't win their first MVP till approaching year 9. So it's sort of one of those things where, okay, enough's enough. We're tired of talking about the potential. And Dak is in that same group. We are tired about talking about the potential. Now, the difference is to me, I think Dak has the lowest ceiling of all the other guys we've talked about. But nonetheless, the time is now.
Bro, I'm sorry. So sorry. Sorry. Just, just win. My God.
Just win, baby. Shout out to Al Davis. As far, I mean, you talked about their roster, Vic. Like, I think Javante Williams is going to be a gem for them because he's one of the best pass protecting running backs in the league. The only thing I want to talk about with the Cowboys before we move on, how do you think the Pickens and Lamb combo is going to pan out? Is going to throughout the season? Start with you, Vic,
Think,
rapid fire, and then Jeremy, and then we'll move on.
yeah, I think it's a fantastic addition because at least Pickens, you got a more natural X, somebody that's going to be able to get down the field, and that could, if he becomes a threat, it'll definitely get Lamb even more um, targets,
Space,
maybe more
space,
space.
more
It's like
space.
so if they're able to make it work, I see you gonna see these stupid things because he can play the X, but he is a lot better Z, a lot better in the slot. Germ, we know we talked about him a lot before. So I'm just afraid that like they might pass the ball way too much, man.
Yeah.
Like, and you know how that is with me. But they don't have like that workhorse running back. But Javante, if he stays healthy, he's gonna be solid. And then they drafted Jadon Blue. They got Miles Sanders, so they'll definitely play with a stable of running backs where everybody's going to get a lot of touch, different touches, different situations. So it's going to be interesting because CD is just one of the greatest in space, man. So
So, Vic, Jeremy, before you go, I've been tuned in to NFL camps this year. It's sort of like the old days where I am just tuned in to what's happening at these camps. Like I will watch inside the NFL, inside the training camp on the NFL Network. I would listen to the training camp tour podcast where they're just talking to coaches and players. It's not an opinion based show. They're just talking to players and coaches. And that's where I get the most insight. That is where I first warned Germ about the Detroit Lions offense and the struggles they're going to be approaching this year. And we're already seeing it, which we'll talk about at the AF and the NFC North preview. The one thing, Vic, that you said, from what I am hearing, when they're practicing, there's not that many runs that's happening. It is a very pass heavy practice session. Even when they practiced against the Rams, they passed way more than they ran. From what I was told, well, not told, from what I heard and read, is that they're sprinkling the run game. They ain't baking with the run game. They're just sprinkling with the run game. Jeremy, your
so so
thoughts on?
you
Sorry, go ahead.
so real quick, you draft Germ three dudes named Tyler. Probably one of the sweetest names you can get as a man, but you play like a bunch of beasts. Okay, what do linemen like to do the most?
Go
Germ,
forward.
go forward, but you're gonna be going backwards most of the season. It is what it is, man. Then you expose Dak to a little bit more turnovers. I mean, We'll see, man. We'll just go ahead, Jerm.
Is it or is it not true
Uh-huh.
that Dakota Prescott performed his best when they were a 50-50 or 45-55 run to pass ratio?
Yeah,
True,
absolutely.
true, Your Honor.
Is it not true that the Cowboys were the most dangerous when that ratio was employed? And they probably had better talent all around, offensive line, everything.
Sustained, Your Honor.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey.
It's really simple. I think if you want to do 55-45 or 60-40 when it comes to passing and running, that can work. But Dak needs to study some Tom Brady tape and understand that a 5-yard pass could supplement for a first down run. It's called taking what the defense gives you and matriculating the ball down the
Ooh.
field instead of
Mm-hmm.
focusing on 15 yards like you're the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
Because
Talk
that's
about
that's
it.
the key here. That's the key here.
Yep.
4, 5, 6 yards, 3 yards on first down still puts you in set. The goal is to get as many first downs as possible.
Yep.
Let's make football great again.
Oh.
The first
Hey.
down is the foundation of a good drive. Hallelujah. Amen.
Amen to that, brother. Amen. Amen. Amen, Pastor. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Let's keep moving because we, like I said, we want to get out of here within the hour, 20-minute time frame. So we're gonna try to wrap it
These
up.
are these are easy ones though. These are easy. Like, come
Absolutely.
on.
So we're gonna circle back. Let's keep the conversation going. The Philadelphia Eagles. We're gonna go there. We're gonna leave the Giants to the end, and we're gonna come back with some solid rapid fire over unders. Um, Defensively, they lost some veterans. Okay, I'm gonna give you my whole spiel. Defensively, they lost some veterans, and I think that's going to be a problem for their defense. I think long term, the defense will be okay, but I think in the short term, they're going to have a hard time because they need somebody to step up to be that vocal leader, to be that communicator, to be that guy that sees things in a certain way. I mean, you have offensive players talking about how important Darius Slay was to them on offense. So I can only imagine how important he was to that secondary room. So long term, don't get me wrong, Zach Bond, the defensive line, those secondary players, I think they'll be all right. I'm sorry, all right. I think they'll be all right. But I think they're going to have a tough time transitioning enough where it's going to cost them 1 or 2 games. But long term, I think this Eagles defense is going to be very okay. And I think they're going to come back again. So by no means are the Eagles not Super Bowl contenders because the foundation that they have is going to last with them for the next 3 or 4 years and maybe even beyond that. That's number one. Number two, the Jalen Hurts disrespect has to stop right now. It has to stop right now. I'm not saying the dude is top five, okay? I don't have a top 10 list this year. I have a top five list, okay? 6 through 12, what flavor do you want? But I can promise you this he's a lot closer to 6 than he's closer to 12, all right? No pun intended, because ain't nobody close to 12. Anyways, the fact that we got people who are being paid going on national television, going on national radio, and we are comparing this man to Brock Purdy and Trevor. I can't even say it. Let me try it again. Brock Purdy and Trevor. Don't let me say it. You got people actually comparing this man to Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. That's horrible. That's so disrespectful to somebody who's done nothing but done the right things ever since he got into the league, and it has spiked the Eagles into not only Super Bowl champions, but we are looking at them as the standard. We are looking at them as the cream of the crop. We are looking at them as, yo, this is the blueprint for modern NFL. And he is at the very front of that. He is at the very core of everything that they do, from leadership, from representation, and from just being a genuinely decent human being. On the football field, again, he ain't Joe, he ain't Pat, but he is damn good enough. He knows when to take his chances. And it is very important to highlight that in his 2 Super Bowls, he left the field both times as being the better quarterback that day. So the Jalen Hurts disrespect is borderline criminal. If we're going to deploy the National Guard on anybody, it's going to be to stop the damn disrespect towards Jalen Hurts.
So
Leave it at that.
this is uncomfortable.
I told you I have some things to get off my chest. I'm
I
trying
don't got
to,
nothing to say.
when I say that,
I have
when
nothing to say.
I appreciate that, Jeremy. When I tell you I got things to get off my chest, it's a bow tie flow, baby. That's all I got to say about it.
Go ahead, Jern.
I have nothing
You
to
want me to
say
go?
because Mo has made me uncomfortable on the show today. I would like to deploy I would like to waive my rights to speak any further on this topic, Your Honor. Thank you. No, but honestly, I mean, I just think it's really simple. The Eagles win again. Like, the roster's constructed. The roster's constructed for them to be good. They have the best offensive line group in the game. They have the best right tackle, left tackle combination right now in football. They have arguably the best quarterback running back tandem in football. I say arguably because we know there's another group. I don't want to hear nothing else extra. Y'all can suck it. I just want
Ooh.
everything to be understood that this roster is incredible. They come back year after year consistently with great secondary players, great pass rush situation, run the football, pass the ball when they need to. AJ Brown is still uncoverable. Devontae Smith is still developing every day, and he's still that dude, even though he's not probably where he wants to be in certain ways that you can see that the strength part of his game is starting to get better and better every year. I'm really just pitching nothing really bad to say about this team. But what bad can you say
None.
about the Philadelphia Cream Cheese Eagles?
Mhm. None. 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 And for a city that idolizes a fictional athlete, they need to put this man Jalen Hurts on a pedestal for the things that he's done for the city. And for the things that he's done for guys like Saquon Barkley and Lane Johnson and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and all these guys. Go ahead, Vic.
Damn, I was gonna go somewhere and I forgot. But in terms of Jalen, bro, listen, old school type of quarterbacking, old school type of football program that the Eagles got over there. Run the football and then expand your offense off of the run, right? Good run blocking offensive line, good running back. Speaking of that, Jerem, I didn't. If you would have told me 5 years ago Saquon's about to get $21 million a year, I would have laughed at you and said, "You crazy, bro." Okay, but that man getting a 2-year, $41 million extension in the offseason, well deserved. But like I said, man, like using the running back, using the quarterback to run the football at times in very selective ways. As much as I don't like, the quarterback having to be used in that situation, the Eagles do a good job selecting when to do it, and that becomes a threat. That becomes a threat for Jalen, to be able to pass downfield, which he has become a much better accurate passer than he was in college. Anybody can agree to that. So, just I mean, there's not much to say, man. Like, well-run football team, well-run organization right now. As crazy as their fans are, Like, you can argue if they deserve Super Bowls and this, that, and the other, whatever. Like, this is a well-run organization, and they play football the right way. Okay, so
Absolutely.
Jalen is not Pat, Jalen is not Joe, but Jalen is Jalen,
Facts.
and Jalen hurts.
Facts.
Respectfully, force, sensational.
Shout out to the comment section before we go on to the Giants real quick. And we're not going to spend too much time on the Giants because I think we all just have one or two quick points about them. But shout out to Dion, for example. It says that his team carries him argument. Gotta be the dumbest and laziest stance ever. You want your team to be stacked. Is that not the point? Let me tell you something. There has never been a bad team that won a Super Bowl. There has never been an average team. The worst roster to win a Super Bowl in the last 25 years was probably the 2016 Patriots, the 28-3. Why? Because their quarterback was on a whole other level than we had ever seen before. In those very, what is it? We played like only 16 games that year or something
Yeah,
total. So other than that, like what are we talking about here? We're not going to talk about this guy Dion like he's Trent Dilfer. We're not going to do that to this man. So the totally agree with you. It is the laziest and dumbest stance ever, and it is just pure people just being haters. Um, Big Shot says Jalen Hurts is the new Troy Aikman. That's a very interesting point. Um, and we'll get back to the other comments later, but
I was gonna say, I
yeah.
thought the show was, in the words of the first lady, I forgot about the Giants. I thought the show was over.
No, so let's talk about the Giants real quick. Not much to discuss in my opinion. Number one, I think this defense has the potential to be one of the best in the NFL. My concern is the secondary. They need to be much better in that secondary. We'll see if they can do that. That defensive line could potentially be the best in the NFL. Abdul Carter is a home run. My concern on offense, okay, I am not a fan of their
Do
running
they have
back
to
room,
play offense?
bro.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I am not a fan of their running back room. All right. Here's my last and final point about the Giants. Brian Dable and the general manager are literally coaching and fighting for their jobs this year. There's no other way around it. They are coaching for their jobs this year. And to me, if I'm that front office, if I'm that coaching staff, if I'm gonna get fired, I'm gonna get fired over the dude that I drafted. I'm not gonna get fired because I went 7-10 with Russell Wilson. I'd rather get fired going 6-11 with Jackson Dart than to get fired going 9-8 with Russell Wilson. And I mean that. You drafted this kid.
That's that's a good point.
Dog, like what are we doing here? Why are we even putting Russell Wilson out there? And if you know what, if his damn ego can't handle, if Mr. Unlimited or whatever the hell he calls himself can't handle being on the bench, trade him. Let him go. You don't need him. I don't care how he feels about it. I don't care what anybody else thinks about it. If I'm Brian Dable, I'm going, look, I am going to go out swinging with the dude that I believe in. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm not going to go out being subpar with somebody who I know can't get me to the next step. It is very simple for me. The Giants would make a dumb football move starting Russell Wilson over Jackson Dart. And that's got nothing to do with how I feel about the player that is Jackson Dart. That's what I'll leave it at. Germ?
I mean, they gotta start
Okay,
Russell though. They gotta start Russell. No, you want to go ahead, Jerm? Go ahead.
don't matter to me. No matter who goes first, but that's just what I think.
I mean, well, Brian Dable brought in Russ because he's trying to learn how to do the 1-2 step because he's getting ready to get fired. Duh, duh.
Hey, listen,
Let me see
Sierra,
1-2
talk
step.
about fine wine.
1-2 step. Everybody wants to step. Hey, it's good. Don't stop. Yeah, but I mean, we might as well go. That should be the song they come out to this year.
Yo,
He
yo.
get ready to, he get ready to get fired anyway. He ain't got nothing.
Vic
Hey,
looking up to the Steelers is
listen,
that.
listen, listen. I just want you to understand, like, how this goes right now is you didn't draft. Okay, you didn't draft. You drafted the quarterback in the first round, which was worse than a toothbrush because it was even bigger reach, and it's not going to reach anything. And it's just bad, bro. It's just everything about the organization except for the defense, Pete, is bad. It's very bad. Like it's other bad. It's
Yeah.
not Michael Jackson bad. It's that line bad. Like in the I don't know, man. This is just it's just bad decisions, bad football. The quarterback decision, like I don't know why you brought in Russ and Jameis. That just bad decisions. We didn't need both, one or the other. Like, so the pregame prayer is already gonna be long, and we're gonna bring back and Lazarus will rise, and everything else. But we're gonna do all this praying, and we still not gonna pray for a win. We're gonna pray for strength and good health, and for everybody to stay steadfast, and then we're gonna get our ass kicked. And it's just not. It's just
Mm,
nothing.
mm.
Nothing good comes from this except for the pregame dance when they get together and hold hands and do the 1-2 step. That's what I think is the highlight of the season, right there. Because when he get fired in week 15, because he's just not it, I
Yeah.
want everybody to. I want this beat is. That's all I
Automatic,
want to hear.
supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh.
Hey, hey.
Vic, go ahead, brother. Let's wrap this up. Go ahead.
I
And then we'll do
mean,
the over-unders.
so if you bench Russ, you're gonna go to Jameis, and I
No.
love Jameis.
Listen,
Right.
I just
Like,
want God to deliver him from pick sixes. That's all we need.
listen, the only way the Giants win a football game in the NFC East, out of the NFC East part of the schedule, is because Abdul Carter took over a game against the Cowboys, and Tyler Guyton is not available because he's recovering from an injury. Other than that, there is no. Listen, if you're one of the NFC East teams and you lose to the Giants, just turn over your playoff card
Yeah.
because all three teams should be able to push for a playoff spot, Jerm. And
I agree.
so, like in this NFC, you know how it is. Not like the AFC, less talented. There should be three playoffs teams out of this division, and the Giants should be 0-8, 0-6
Mm-hmm.
against the NFC East. So
0-8. 0-8
again, like I
works because
said,
they should lose two. They should use two more games just for being this bad on offense. No, two
no,
more
I
games
mean,
just for being
listen,
this bad on offense.
right, and I like the kid, the good story
Neighbors,
for the running back. I'm
Tracy.
sorry, his name, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy is a good story with him. Who this is just last year was only his second year as a running back. And so he looked good. He had some good vision and stuff like that. But other than that, man, Abdul Carter, you guys said it. This dude is going to be a
Yeah,
fantastic, fantastic
absolutely.
player. So the little bit of film that I've been able to see on him, just
Shout out to
just
Malik neighbors.
oh yeah, yeah, Malik
Will
Neighbors
you
too.
be my neighbor?
Um, so Abdul being able to come in. I mean, the dude just looks unblockable. Like I told you, Jerm, from the five, especially from the five technique, from the wide nine and stuff like that. Practically unblockable. Probably his first year. So, barring injury, I think you're looking at your defensive rookie of the year. Other than
Ooh.
that, this is a bad, bad football team, man.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Abdul Carter gives me Micah Parsons vibes.
Oh yeah.
Same school,
Same school,
same,
same
same,
number.
same, same. A lot of like they both could play
Hmm.
five, they both could play four high, they both could play nine, they both could stand up and play outside linebacker. They can spy on the quarterbacks, the more athletic ones. Like, bro, he's Abdul, but Abdul might be more violent than Micah was,
His,
and that
his
is a scary situation.
yeah, his So he's gonna be a rookie with good pass rush moves already. He's got a good bull rush. He's got a good pull and rip.
Yep.
Pull line the offensive lineman down. We got the one with the stiff arm extension. I forget the name of that one. Um, where he's
That.
able to keep these guys off of his body. And it's just then he uses a spin move off of that. Um,
Yeah, he
it's gonna
got
be
great
fun. It's
counters.
gonna yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch
No doubt.
because like you said, he hustles as well. So
Yeah.
you got a dude talented with a motor like that. I mean,
You know.
LT. is
Okay.
that
Okay.
is that is
Okay.
that you, LT?
Okay. 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 You were doing good. You were doing so good. You know when you and back to Abdul Carter, in GTA when you trying
It's
to
11
switch
o'clock.
weapons,
Uh,
and you got all the whole wheel available, that's Abdul Carter. All right,
Yeah,
over
but if
unders
you
real
want to
quick,
be
bet.
Lawrence Taylor, he missing something.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he got. I don't know if he got the nostrils for it. Anyways, uh, over under Dallas Cowboys 7.5 wins. Germ.
8 wins. Listen, if you don't get 8 wins with that roster, we might as well just go ahead and turn it over. Like turn it over to views or something. We
Vic.
above.
I need to see them in the playoffs, bro. So I don't even know how to answer that, Mo. Like how like over under 7, is that what Vegas is giving them?
That's what ESPN bet had 7.5. Yeah. What I'm giving you is based on
Bro.
110 odds, minus 110 odds.
Well, I'm not hip to that stuff, that gambling stuff, that evil,
All right. All
not
right.
godly stuff. But
Okay, we'll
anyway,
be proud. Let's sit up and be proud. I don't know
this
what
should
to
be an
tell you.
11-win football team. So
Oh, damn. Giants 4.5 over under. Germ.
Um, under.
Ooh, Vic.
they got to be under so that the Cowboys could get 11. So
Damn. All right. The Philadelphia Eagles over under 10 and a
Over.
half.
Over.
Vic.
over.
The Washington Commanders 10.5 over under.
So they got
Under.
What is it,
10 and
Vic?
7.
so they got better odds than the Cowboys.
Yes.
So when you say under 10 and a half, that means they get 10
If you say
under.
under, that means 10 wins or less. If you say over, that means 11 wins or more.
I'll go with the under
Okay. There has
because it has
not
to
been.
match up somehow, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Which we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
right.
We are gonna do the whole. Oh, it's not 256 anymore, but we're gonna do it. We'll do a show about it. Anyways, the last team to repeat as division champs were the 2004 Eagles for this division.
Wow.
Does that streak continue where we have a new winner every year, or will the Eagles maintain?
No, it was gonna go. Go, Eagles, go. Go fly, Eagles, fly. I don't know how they think go, but fly.
Sorry, the mayor don't know how to spell their name. It's okay. Vic, what do you
Oh,
think?
What was the question again?
Do you think the
the
Eagles
Eagles
will
repeat.
repeat, or do you think the trend will continue of new champions every
That would
year?
be they have to be division winner. I think that'd be crazy
Yeah.
if
No,
it isn't. But
yeah, I agree. You know what? Nope, nope, I'm not doing that. Give me the Commanders to win the division.
Well, I'm hitting out. Hit the quam. Hit the quam. Hit
Again,
the
shout out to
quam.
everybody in the
Hit the
comment
quam.
section.
Hit the quam.
Uh,
Hey, hey.
Dion says it's Flex Anderson playing Michael bad. Damn.
Okay. All right.
Shout out
Slow
to
down.
KG in
Slow down.
there. Dion's excited for the Giants. Trav, Tanya, Vic is also on double duty. Trav said Jerry is looking like Skeletor off Masters of the Universe. Tanya said he sleeps in a cryo chamber. Big shot with the Jerry is a great businessman and a mid GM. Therein lies the problem. And also Jerry MF Jones is what Big Shot will be calling Jerry from now on. Fellas, great show. We will be back in a couple of days with another NFC division. We still got the West, we still got the North, and we still got the South. We got fantasy drafts coming up. We got our big preseason show coming up. And then we'll get into it eventually. Views and Views will be back next month. Take us home, True.
22. See you in a few days.